Now we are going to see about the proper role of law presented by Golden Ashwini. On completion of this video, students will be able to explain what are the roles of law in engineering, and they also explain laws with respect to social experimentation. Proper role of law. Actually, a balanced outlook on law emphasizes the necessity of laws and regulations and their limitations in governing engineering practice. Okay, now we are going to see about the formal rules and their ethical implications. First, as regulated society. Actually, what is law? Law is a body of a rule of action prescribed by the controlling legal authority and having binding legal force. So, in general, law means all the rules established by authority or customs for regulating the behavior of members of a community or country. It is so solemn expression of the will of supreme power, the authority. Then the relationship between law and ethics. Ethics can be defined as what knowing the difference between what one has a right to do and what is the right thing to do. Law dictates the minimum standard of behavior required of an individual by a given society, whereas ethics go beyond what is required. It should be noted that many things that are legal need not to be ethical. In other words, we can say that legality does not imply morality. Conversely, illegality does not imply immorality. That is, something is illegal does not mean that is unethical. Law with respect to social experimentations. How can we say that law are necessary because people are not fully responsible and the corporations or companies are not encouraged to have moral initiative because of competitive nature in the society. Engineers are expected to play a vital role in framing, implementing, and propagating the rules of engineering. Also, they have to strictly adhere to those rules. Moreover, it is inevitable that laws lag behind technological development. At the same time, one cannot expect lawmakers or rule makers agencies always to keep up with the technological development. In today's scenario, most of the industries feels that the law are imposing excessive restrictions on engineering applications through regulatory agencies. Second, the industrial standards. What is meant by actually standardization? It is primarily means setting up standards or measuring sticks by which extent quality, quantity, value, performance, or service may be gauged or determined. In simple terms, we can say it is the process of defining and applying conditions required to ensure that a given range of requirements can be easily met with minimum changes in an economical and reproducible manner by the latest technique. Okay, then we can say what are standards? Actual standards are framed by the companies for their in-house use, that is internal use, and by the professional associations and trade associations for industry-wide use. Sometimes standards are also prescribed as part of laws and official regulations. Okay, standards facilitate interchangeability, accuracy in measurement, ease of handling, prevention of harms, decreased production cost, quality product, etc. Then the problems with the law in engineering. There are more compliments about the laws that can cause problems in engineering with regard to ethical conduct. Some of the problems we can say the existence of minutely detailed rules or laws may result in minimal complaints. There is a small level of obedience. The minimal complaints has become one of the greatest moral problems in engineering nowadays, because the minimal complaints encourages the companies and individuals to search for loopholes in the law so that they can violate the spirit of laws for achieving their goals. For example, in a Titanic strategy was exclusively caused by this minimal complaints. Though the shipping authority fulfilled the minimum complaints by having minimum number of lifeboats, the numbers were not adequate enough to rescue all the passengers. Okay, secondly, it is inevitable that the law lags behind the technological development. Even updating the laws and regulations continually with further specifications may also be not effective and not productive. Also, there is a danger of overburdening the rules and the regulators. Thirdly, we can say practically speaking, many laws are non-laws. That is, laws without enforceable sanctions. All these non-laws are useless. They merely act as a window dressing, a false display of caring. So the public in general has lost their sense of security with these kinds of new laws. Then another one is frustrations with the laws is the apparent immunity. That is, the most influential, powerful persons or societies, including the government, politicians, corporations, etc., can violate laws when they can get away with it because they think that adherence to law may lead to lengthy and costly court proceedings. The next one is the proper role of law in engineering. From the perspectives of engineering and social experimentation, the law can play the following roles. The law can authoritatively establish reasonable minimal standards of professional conduct. The laws can provide a self-interest motive for the most of the people and the corporations to comply. The laws act as a protector of ethical engineers, that is, they are as a powerful support and defense to those who wish to involve the ethical activities. And also, the laws can be little considerate with some exceptional engineering situations. For example, in case where strong experimentation is involved, in these situations the rules should not try to cover all the possible outcomes of the experiment. Also, the rules should not force the engineers to adapt a rigidly specified course of action. Then the last one is engineering responsibility regard the law. As a social experimenter, engineers shall not treat the laws or rules governing practice merely as a rules of game. Instead, they should respect it as a rules of responsible experimentation. Thus, the moral responsibility of engineers is not merely following the laws, and their emphasis should go beyond that, especially during the technological development activities. Okay, that's all. Thank you.